They may look like this now, but I see the true beauty and the true potential in them. This is what they look like now. And this is what they will look like come next season. Welcome back to another video. So today I'm finally getting rid of these rose bushes. Now if you watch my previous videos, you know I have a love-hate relationship going on with these rose bushes. These are knockout roses. I have 3 of them. One here, this one, and this one back here. And they've been struggling all season. So I'm just going to take them out of here. I'm not going to get rid of them completely. I'm going to put them somewhere else. But for the time being, I'm going to remove them from here, put them in some pots, and put them somewhere else. They've been infested with, I don't know if it's beetles. I'm not sure what it is, but the leaves are just nasty and it's just disgusting. I just don't like the way they look in the front of this bed. I want them to be thick and full and lush in this area, because everything else, if you watch my last video, which is my garden tour video, you see, or you saw how beautiful this area is and how thick it is. But then when you get right here with my bird bath, which I bought this at a yard sale, it's very empty in this area. So I want to put in some hydrangeas that I know will be lush and just fill in this area. So I'm going to remove these. Now today is a very overcast day today. We're finally down in the 80s. We've been in the 90s for the past week and a half, 2 weeks. So we're finally down in the 80s now, and it's been an overcast day, and it's the perfect time. They're calling for a thunderstorm later on today, which is great. And the rest of the week, I think 4 days, the next couple days down in the weekend into next week, they're calling for rain, for thunderstorms. So that's great for these plants to keep them well watered, and they won't shock as much in hydrangeas. These are the hydrangeas I will be replacing my rose bushes with. I know these they look stressed because I bought these on clearance I think 2 weeks ago. I bought these on clearance for like $3 a piece. I did a video about that. It was a haul video. So all I've been doing is watering them like crazy every single morning. I soak them with water, and they only get like morning sun and afternoon shade, just because they still need sun, but not enough to where they're struggling while they're trying to recover. So let me show you this one. On this one, I don't know if you guys can see all the new buds that have pushed out. Look at all those buds. There's buds all over this hydrangea, which means it's doing fine. It's doing amazing. So all I'm going to do right now, I'm going to show you guys on camera. All I'm going to do is cut off every single bloom you see on these hydrangeas. Yes, even the ones that look somewhat decent, I'm going to cut them off just so the plant can focus on the root system. Once I put them on the ground, they can focus on the root system. And also I'm going to take off all of the dried leaves. All the leaves that are dried up but still on the plant, I'm going to remove all those off the plants and remove all the blooms. So that's all I'm going to do, and then I'm going to pop them in the ground. So I'm going to go around and cut off all the blooms off the plant. Once again, I'm cutting off all the blooms and all the spent leaves, dried leaves, so the plant can focus on the root system. Once I put them in the ground, focus on expanding and putting on new growth and push out the new buds that you see growing on the stems here. I don't want the plant to be focusing on pushing or sending energy to these blooms that are already spent, or trying to hold on to these blooms. So I'm just going to get rid of it so it can focus on the root system and push out new leaves. This is the spent bloom. If you come down, you see where you see the new growth, the new buds pushing out. Just cut right above that at like a 45-degree angle, and that's all you do. And guys, normally when I cut a hydrangea back or I prune it, I will take out any crossing branches in the middle and I'll prune it and shape it to size. I'm not going to do it this time. That's not what I'm worried about. Next spring, I will go in and I'll prune it to my liking, to whatever shape I want, and cut out whatever crossing branches that's in the middle. Right now, I'm just focused on the root system. That's it, just the root system. Okay guys, so I'm going to remove these rose bushes, and then I'm going to repot them in some pots. They have a lot of buds coming onto them. I do kind of feel a little bit bad that I'm removing them, but it's just a part of the game. You know, you don't like something, just remove it. I'm not destroying these roses. Once again, I'm putting them somewhere else. I just don't want them in the front of the garden bed. I want something that's gonna make me happy, something that won't take as much work to look beautiful, because roses, they require a lot in my opinion. So I'm just gonna remove these. So when I remove them, I'm gonna try to get as much of the root ball as possible, a lot of roots. I'm gonna start off with a fork, and then I'm gonna use my shovel. So let's get to removing. The roses are out. Yes, the space is now empty. So now I'm gonna put the hydrangeas in, and it won't look like much, which is fine. We're halfway through the season. I'm planting these. I mean, I got them for $3. I have nothing to lose but so much to gain from these plants. So I'm putting them in, prepping them and everything, and I'm trying to keep them alive, which they are doing great right now. And then by next spring, guys, you guys are gonna be so amazed by what they're going to look like. Look at this hydrangea, guys. This is the same hydrangea I'm planting in the front around the, my bird bath. This is the summer sweet hydrangea. They are amazing. Like, it starts off white and then it aged like a cream, and eventually the bottom's gonna be like a rosy pink and the top will be like white, almost like the strawberry vanilla hydrangea. So this is what it's going to look like. This is what I'm looking forward to. So don't pay attention to what it looked like now while it's stressed and dried and look like it's half dead. Think of it as the end goal. This is the end goal. This is what we are going for. So don't be discouraged by what it looks like now. Okay guys, so I cut everything back. I took off all the spent blooms and all the dried dead leaves that are on the plants. Now two of the plants still have a few leaves on there. If they dry out, then I'll just take them off. If not, I'm just gonna leave them. It's no big deal. So now I'm just gonna position them exactly how I want them, and then I'm gonna plant. In each hole, as I mentioned before, I'm gonna put in some Biotone starter fertilizer. This is really good for the root system to help them get started, and this is not to put on new growth up top. This is strictly to help the roots in the soil. Okay guys, I am finished. The only thing left to do is mulch these hydrangeas really well, because hydrangeas are very shallow rooted plants. So make sure you mulch them at least a good 2 to 3 inches of compost or mulch or whatever you use. This is it. It doesn't look like anything right now, but keep in mind that picture I showed you guys earlier. So I have one right there in front of my clippers right there. My clippers are there because, guys, you don't want to see the size of root I had to dig out of that hole. I didn't record that part because it was intense. You hear me? I threw around some curse words. We were going at it. So that's the other hydrangea right there, and one right here. And when they put on some growth next season, guys, they're just gonna look amazing. So here's the root that I dug out of the hole. Look how big that thing is. It was from an old evergreen. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I got it cut down 4 years ago, and that's what was left underground. And here are the rose bushes. I'm going to repot them in these pots that the hydrangeas came out of, because I don't have any extra pots laying around right now. So that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, just envision this area filled with big white blooms come next season, guys. So if you guys have any questions or Any concern, leave them down in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you guys in another video. Bye, guys.